Welcome back to the Florida Powerboat Club's channel on YouTube. This is Stu Jones with producer Ryan McCoy. The other name for this show, of course, is Powerboating in Paradise, and we are rolling out the content here as we complete now the 12th episode in the series with exclusive coverage of our 29th annual Key West Offshore Poker Run staged in November of 2021. And we would not be able to produce this amazing content without the support of our sponsors, so let's thank them now. Our 2022 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company Deep Impact Custom Boats and their authorized sales center Plantation Boat Mart, Mystic Powerboats, Cigarette Racing Team and their authorized sales center Top Gun Yachts, Cigarette Dealer Chief Marine Group, Midnight Express Powerboats, Big Thunder Marine, Concept Boats, Performance Boat Center, Mercury Racing, and Florida Powerboat Club's longest running sponsor, Nortec High Performance Boats. Additionally, we'd like to thank these Key West feature sponsors. There are 18 in all. It's with their support that we're able to create such a signature poker run event every year, and we thank them for their support. So to get you guys up to speed, in our last episode, we were featuring all of the activities in and around Key West at the Poker Run Village, which included all of the sponsor segments with all of these cool new offshore power boats that were, many of them coming out for the very first time. And as always, our displays included the in-water show with about 25 boats on the sponsor dock, and then a large footprint on land with many displays including boats on trailers, haulers, engines featured by Mercury Racing, a huge range of performance marine accessories, and even exotic car displays. But I know you guys come here to watch the powerboats running. We got the helicopter up in the air, so let's get back out on the waterways and chase down our teams. Today's destination is Woman Key for the big raft-up party. So let's kick things off with Tom Toto with his 42-foot MTI team all in again. I believe it's his second 42 MTI center console. Prior to that, he owned a lot of Outerlimits because he's been around the club for as long as I can remember. Tom's son is his co-captain, now going back as far as 2013 for all FPC events. And Tom says that the poker run is a perfect time and place to spend quality time with his son. In his video bio, Tom said his favorite thing about powerboating is getting away with friends and family, the adventure, the speed and the camaraderie, and meeting up with other club members who have become friends over the years. Yes, indeed, Tom, and especially because you're from New Jersey. We have so many Jersey teams here and so many people that you've met over the years, so I love watching all you guys get together and reconnect. And it's another MTI, but this time it's a cat. Brian Houchins all the way from California. Mercury Racing 1100s in this 40 MTI. But I've got to say, guys, I'm so impressed by how many teams have come all the way across the country from California to join us. And not just their first time for many of them. A lot of these guys do this event over and over again. And I was really happy to see also that joining Brian on his crew was Paul Tracy. That's right, the IndyCar racer and now racing commentator. Many of us out there are big fans of PT. And it is a parade of high performance as all the boats get out of Key West Harbor and take that westbound heading out to Woman Key. It's not a very far ride, only 9 miles to Woman Key, which is part of the Mule Keys, and more importantly, it's part of the Key West National Wildlife Refuge. You can see that the conditions today are absolutely perfect for a raft up. We were hoping for light winds because that's the key. You can't have a good raft up if you're getting banged around by the waves all the time. So the light winds, I call them single-digit winds, and particularly if they're out of the north, is more desirable because the exposure at Woman Key is to the south and to the east. Brian and Sandra Hoare here from Vermont. We saw them earlier in this episode series. They did the Wednesday rundown. Now we're catching them again on this beautiful Saturday morning as they head out to Woman Key in their 36-foot statement. The other poker run that they really love, Tampa. And here's another team we saw way back in the earlier episodes. I think it was 2 and 3. Mikey Boyle and his first mate Kelsey on board, and also joined by their friends Mike and Jenny, who are doing this FPC run for their very first time. Welcome. Kind of a neat circuit they did. Trailered the boat over from Cape Coral, launched that hull over, did the poker run to Key West, then they boated back across the Gulf of Mexico to Cape Coral. And another one of our loyal members in a Nortec who attends this event every year, Jimmy Harrison from Fort Lauderdale in his Nortec 390 FJ Propeller. Obviously, he's in the marine business. We all know him because he's the propeller guy. But when he's on poker runs, he's the family guy because he brings all his family and all his close friends, and they always have a blast. And another crew who we all know in the marine trade, Stephen Miles and his wife Heather in their brand new 2018 MTI 340X. Well, when I say brand new, certainly to them, first poker run they've done with the boat, they absolutely love it. So I know you guys are asking, well, is that a Stephen Miles paint job? I don't think it is because he just got the boat, never had time to paint it. Besides, it looks pretty damn good. This will be fun. Looks like SMD mixing it up here with Hurry Up. That's Jason and Lori Moe in their brand new Outerlimits. Let's check it out. Hurry Up is a 46 Outerlimits, all carbon fiber, Mercury Racing 1550s, custom paint by, well, guess who? Well, he's running right along next door, Stephen Miles. And now a cockpit close-up of Ray Aki and his crew on this Team Hammertime Deep Impact 399, and they are here every year, and every year putting on a great show. A little bit quiet today, a little bit laid back. Remember, we're heading to the Raft Up party. It hasn't started yet. Give them a couple of hours, they'll get wound up really good. And that's when the smoke machine comes out. I can't wait to see Ray's new Deep Impact 399. It's going to be released for the Key West Poker Run this fall. And it's got the smoke machine built into the boat. And it's always nice when there's another helicopter out here, because then we can do a ship-to-ship shoot. And we're getting the money shot now provided by Chief Marine Group. Tommy Hofstetter is going to be driving one of those boats. I'm guessing the Blue Skater. And I think Gabby Pacheco is in that Cigarette 515. And it's no surprise that Chief Marine Group is a cigarette racing team dealer with an inventory of about 3 cigarette demos at this time. So why aren't they hammering it right now? Well, they're doing a photo shoot, so they're taking it nice and easy and getting into a close, tight formation, running side by side. Well, that was kind of cool. Now, next time, guys, can we do that at about 110? And it's a little more time with Ray and Christine Grimaud from Long Island in their 42-foot Mystic Big Shot 2. We saw a lot of this boat in some of the previous episodes. I know that these guys are having a blast. In fact, they start planning for the Key West Poker Run about 3 months before the poker run. They start having parties. That's the spirit. And slowing things down now as we start to assemble this Raft Up party once more with Team Hurry Up. A closer look at that incredible 46-foot Outerlimits. And there's the money shot, guys. We're at Woman Key, and you can see that the boats are just nicely dispersed throughout this whole little bay area, and you can see how calm the water is. They have to be away from the beach. You can't get up on the beach. You can't really get near it with a boat because it's extremely shallow. But at this particular key, as I mentioned earlier, is under the close scrutiny of the Key West National Wildlife Refuge. This and also Boca Grande and a couple of other keys. So it's important that we follow their guidelines, and we have no problem with that. And just look at what a perfect location this is. It is cool to get in close to the beach. I mean, at least in the shallow water, so you can walk around in waist-deep water. Sometimes boats stay too far out, and you're in, water that's over your head, and you can't really manage that or have fun when it's over your head. But this is working out just great. And, of course, with all of the outboard engines we have today, everybody could trim up and get the motors up out of the water so you can push in more to the shallow water. And you don't need to throw an anchor out for every single boat. There's really no wind or current today, so you could have 4 or 5 boats on one anchor. In the top left corner of your screen, that is Boca Grande. Of course, that's the location that we no longer visit because it was just too many boats pulled up on that beach. And we were asked several years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, to no longer go there, and then they went one step further and shut it down during Powerboat Race Week and during poker runs. So, this works out just as good. In fact, I think it's better because everybody can just kind of tie up as they wish. And so far also, we've had the thumbs up from the refuge authorities saying that this is acceptable and it doesn't conflict with their guidelines. Special thanks to John Rogers, aka JR, for all of that drone footage. He was a part of that Cali crew, Greg and Courtney Seaman, along with Jimmy Smith. So thank you so much, JR, for the footage. And that's Razor's Edge, the big 92 Viking. Of course, when you're that size, it's important that you stay out in the deep water. And that was fine for all these Nortec owners because they just rafted up and kind of like lived off his anchor. And it wasn't bad being this far out either, because as far as entertainment goes, well, that was already handled by the entertainment director, and everybody seemed quite pleased with the show. Well, guys, I could do an entire episode just on Woman Key, but, you know, it's so scenic and beautiful. The higher you go, the more beautiful it is. But thanks to all of you for having a great raft-up party and keeping the spirit alive. So let's get back to the sponsor, Doc. We caught up with John Kosker from Mystic Powerboats. Mystic Powerboats have been putting on a bigger show here on the Key West Poker Run every year. John Kosker, I guess we can thank you and your team for that, because you're building more boats than ever before. Nice to see your new 40-foot carbon cat here on the event, and of course this very popular 4200 that we're sitting on, and we're starting to see more of the 38s as well. So you kind of got it all covered. Those are the most popular size and style boats that we see in poker runs now, and those are your three most popular models. So you kind of hit the nail on the head. We're sitting here at the Conch Republic Seafood Company enjoying this 4200. Beautiful interior. I love the cockpit, the flooring, and obviously the boat runs like a scalded ape. 450s. It's probably about an 89, 90 mile an hour boat. How did your run go yesterday?
Yeah, we had a great run down. Biscayne Bay is crazy as usual with everybody getting down through there, but all the Mystics kind of got together. We got through Biscayne and said hi to everybody at Gilbert's, and we kept going down. We went all the way to Marathon for lunch that you set up for us, and it was fantastic. We had a great time there. And then we kind of split up. Some boats went down the ocean side yesterday, and some other boats went down the backside. So it was a beautiful run down. A little bit of rain, but we kind of got lucky. It rained while we were eating lunch, and then it stopped when we came out. So it was a fantastic day. We launched this boat in July, and we've got about 2,500 miles on it now. We've been, out to Michigan. We did the whole New England coast basically with it. We went in the Bahamas. So the nice thing is we use our boats, and we've really found, we've identified with owners who really use their boats. I mean, they travel with their boats, they stay on their boats, they go long distance with them. So we've kind of really tuned into that market of the guy who, wants to go in and go to the Bahamas in full comfort with all the best technology that we can give them to get them there fast and safely.
Sure. The hot rods of the boating world right now are the Performance Cats, twin outboard. Your Carbon 40 looks like it's doing the job. You just introduced this new one here at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. Outstanding in terms of its finish, and a different look, obviously, going with the darker traditional, the burgundies and then the brown interior. Very nice job on that one.
There's a lot of great outboard cats out there now, and they all look very similar. You've got to set yourself apart a little bit. And again, we've identified a little bit different client with that boat that, they're coming out of a cigarette or maybe something like that. They don't want to go slow. They still want to go fast, but they want the reliability of the outboard power, and we're bringing in, a little bit different cockpit layout to make the boat a lot more usable. I mean, it's a wonderful boat for down here in the Keys. So you can walk right out of the back of the boat. You've got a nice lounge in the back with storage in it. Extremely comfortable offshore ride. I mean, we were cruising yesterday once we got out of lunch. I was cruising about 63 miles an hour with this. It was 3, maybe 4 footers. Ryan went past me in the cat like I was tied to a tree. I mean, it just sails right over top of it. So,
well, that's great. Obviously, Mystic now having something for everybody here in the Poker Run community, and some brand new hardware here at the Key West event. John, congratulations on a great year. Obviously, this is probably the best time to thank you for your continued support as we finish off 2021. You showed us very strong support from the factory at all of our events, and the fact, like you said earlier, you actually do go boating a lot. So we saw you and your team at a lot of the events. We hope that continues for 2022. Kudos to you guys, your team, for putting out a great Mystic product. Thank you.
Thank you, Stu.
And one of our FPC girls, Hannah, awarded John his Sponsor Appreciation Award, which this year was a souvenir trophy of the Key West Lighthouse. Well, the helicopter is still up in the air, so let's get back out on the waterways. And yes, this is our dedicated shot of Chris and Shelby Madeline, which we try to get into every show. Why? Well, it's pretty obvious why, guys. Our helicopter is glued to this boat. Chris, I'm sorry to tell you, I think my helicopter pilot has a crush on your wife. Well, and maybe all the girls for that matter. Anyways, great looking 43 Midnight Express Open, 5 Mercury Racing 450 Rs. Not exactly putting on a speed show right now, but who cares? This is actually much, much better. And just look at these amazing conditions on this beautiful Saturday morning. One more time with Joel Levac from Canada in this MTI 390X, and he is making up for lost time. Had to take a couple of years off with that whole COVID crisis. But geez, Joel, you've been in like 7 episodes already. You've had more footage than most of the sponsors alone. So I think I know what it is. You can't see the girls, but somebody remembered that back on last, I think, Wednesday, a couple of cuties went up on the bow to get the poker cart at Grove Harbor. And I think the helicopter crew remembered that and was hoping just to get a little more love again from the girls. But nonetheless, what a great-looking ride, and what amazing conditions we have now is somebody off in the background mixing it up and giving us this amazing footage. And now for one of my favorite Apaches of all time, Ed and Suri Garcia in their 41 Apache. This boat has been redone with the best of everything. It's a beast. I love it. But we're saying goodbye to this boat because Ed sold it, and this is his last poker run. So let's listen in and give Ed a big round of applause. And another amazing money shot sequence. This time, the star of the show is Rick Regal from Ohio in this 42X Mercury Racing 1100s. Just check out this beast. And going to get some more time with Clay Carrer all the way from Texas in his 40-foot skater, completely redone in 21. He came 1,100 miles to put on a show, so let her rip, Clay. And now finally getting some solo time with this Chief Marine Group Cigarette 515 Mercury Racing 1350s. Gabby Pacheco at the helm. Not getting very close, though. I think maybe they think somebody has COVID on that boat or something. I don't know. They're trying to keep their distance. Whatever. But it's kind of a cool shot if you think about it, you know, with the wide horizon, and you can see how calm the water is. This is powerboating in paradise. And it's another skater from Texas, Chad Havens. It looks like they stopped to put on their life jackets before they started ripping in this 40 skater, Mercury Racing 1350s. Sorry for the short shot, Chad. We'll have to get you better in the next show. And it's Roger and Pam Anderson in their Nortec 390 Sport, Wild Horses. And a common thread with them and the last few boats we saw, they're all from Texas. In fact, we have a record showing for teams from Texas on this event. And once again, they're just kind of on cruise control. Look at the amazing scenery, the reflections on the water, and the clouds off on the horizon. This is a true money shot, guys, and that's how beautiful it is here just a few miles off of Key West, and it's the middle of November. And I think that is the magic of the Florida Keys, that it's just beautiful here on a year-round basis. But the big bonus today is getting these light winds, and that's what's making it such a great day. And a sharp contrast from that open center console to now this 43 SV Outerlimits 2019 Mercury Racing 1350 1550s. Well, you can't see him, but at the helm is Jason Lalo from Ohio. The team name is Crypto, and yes, indeed, it was featured at the Key West sponsor dock. And it's one of our most spirited teams ever, Team Out of Control, Michael Tandoy from New York State. When he's not riding a paving machine, he's on a skater, and he's having fun with this completely refit 40. It's powered by Mercury Racing 1100s. Let's listen. Michael's been a big supporter of these poker runs. He says that this Key West event is the best event ever. And for that, I gave him the best dressed team. And representing the Outerlimits factory team is Danny Kleitz in this SV50, another dual cowl 1350-1550. Let her rip, Danny. And it's one more time with Jim Johnson from New Jersey. Team Loose Change is a tall deck skater, completely redone. Sterling 1050s in custom paint. Let's listen in. Jim was one of the many teams from New Jersey who trailered all the way down to join us for Key West. It was his first time. He says he definitely would return, adding that the event was unbelievable and he met so many nice boaters. And now catching up with Danny DeSantis, and probably the most we've seen him boating on one of our poker runs in recent years. Of course, he's also working the event with his Mclaren of Charlotte display in the Poker Run Village. But hey, it's Saturday, it's beautiful, time to go play. And obviously, he's good friends with Kerry and Julie Whitmore and their 39 Nortec because they're also from Massachusetts. A brand new boat for them, Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. I believe it's the first time that we've seen Team Never Wait. Out of 12 episodes, you guys finally made it in episode 12. So congratulations, and also on the new boat. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's one more time with Joey Margarella from New Jersey, Team Gunslinger, Nortec 36 Supercat, Twin Potter 1150s, a loud boat. Wherever Joe goes, everyone knows. And you got to love these Nortec Supercats. You can almost call them classics. Most of them are like 02, 04, 05. This is Brett Lasso from South Carolina in Nauti Beast. This is a Supercat that has stood the test of time. It's been on a lot of poker runs here under previous ownership. Brett stepped his game up from a 40-foot fountain that he ran at the Emerald Coast run, but seems to be loving this cat. Well, that might have been the most perfect day of boating that I can recall in a long time. A beautiful Saturday on the Key West waters and a great raft-up party. And that magical Key West sunset just about to begin. And that is probably the best time of the day and best known for Key West. Watching that sunset with all the activities at Mallory Square. And happy hour is about to begin in virtually every bar in Key West. So this is a great time to go ahead and wrap up our geographical summary of this entire event, which I've been promising now for several episodes. So here is the recap. Altogether, 273 registered teams on this event, a record for the Key West run. And from the United States, 260 of those teams, with international teams at 13. And that 13 breaks down as follows. We had 6 from Canada. From Germany, we had 3 teams. And from the following countries, France, Mexico, Sweden, and Switzerland, 1 team apiece. And for state representation, we had altogether 33 states represented, with Florida being first with 64 teams. Texas is number 2 at 22. Number 3 is New York at 19. Number 4 is New Jersey with 17 teams. Number 5 and 6 were a tie, Michigan and California at 13 apiece. And I believe that is a record for California at 13, which is an amazing statistic when you think about how far it is, over 3,000 miles for most of these teams to cross over to join us. Number 7 state was Maryland with 12 teams. Number 8 was Kentucky with 10. And 9 and 10 combined. Georgia and both Louisiana each had 9 teams represented. Everyone's wondering now, well, what about my state? Okay, I'll give you 5 more. 11th was Missouri with 8 teams. Number 12 was Massachusetts with 7. Number 13 was Oklahoma with 6. And 14 and 15 were tied. That was Ohio and South Carolina, each with 5 teams on the roster. That leaves 18 remaining states with between 1 and 4 registered teams attending, and special mention about that one team that came all the way from Hawaii. So that sums up our geographic representation of all the teams attending, and when you consider all of the logistics of moving all those boats and people over tens of thousands of miles to South Florida, and then you weigh in the average 400-mile round trip on the water for most teams from Miami to Key West and back, these are just some staggering numbers, and I'm glad that we took time to do this breakdown because it really punctuates the truly epic nature of this Key West poker run, which will now be celebrating its 30th year as we move towards this year's event. So it's time to shift gears now. Happy hour is over. We are into the full party now, Saturday night. And of course, there's been a party every night, but this is the big one as we catch up with Miss Jackie and her FPC girl staff, greeting all of our club members who are coming out to the Conch Republic Seafood Company, not only for dinner, but also to play out their poker hands. And this event got so big that we've combined the awards and the playing of the poker hands into 2 nights. And that's really just illustrating how big the event got over the years. And this Conch Republic Seafood Company couldn't be a better venue. We did change the format from a couple of years ago due to COVID, really. Instead of doing the big, long buffet lines, we give out a voucher to everybody that is good to in the restaurant for really anything, anytime, whether they have lunch here or dinner here, it doesn't matter what day. And I think that has worked out really well. We're getting good feedback from everybody. And it really spreads out the flow of people because this is really a massive crowd, 1,200, 1,300 people altogether attending the poker run. As Miss Kitty displays a poker hand for a picture. But that's a lot of cards to play also. And you can see the boards we're using. That allows people to play up to 10 hands altogether because some people just really want to play their one hand, but other people are here for the fun and the gaming part of it. They enjoy the competition and the chance to play out as many hands as possible because there's about a $17,500 cash purse at stake, plus an additional $25 purchase voucher from Deep Impact Blackwater for winning first place, and that money goes towards the purchase of any new boat. So there's a lot going on, not to mention all of the sponsor prizes that people donate to us, and the list just goes on and on. And of course, we are multitasking here at this poker run venue, so while the girls are playing out all the poker hands for our teams, I'm up on the stage with a couple of FPC girls, and we are handing out all of the President's Choice Awards. Not in any particular order, but the Best Paint and Graphics Award went out first, and that was to Mike and Elena Chisuli, Team Maxon Auto Group, for their MTI 390X with a multicolor paint job. And quite appropriately, Randy Sism from MTI happened to be nearby, so we yanked him up on the stage because he won for the best or record attendance the Manufacturers Cup for MTI. 52 registered MTIs on the Key West run. That is a record for the event and for the manufacturer. The Farthest Traveled Award went to Karsten Melcher from Team Germany. Altogether 7 teams that came from Europe. And one of my personal favorites, the Most Outrageous Boat, went to Team Hurry Up. Lori and Jason Moe with their 46-foot Outerlimits with Mercury Racing Dual Cal 1350 1550s. Joe Bresnahan Jr. and his wife Karen won Best Team Name for Chain Smoking. Why? Because they've owned a series of cigarettes in the recent years. And we gave out several Broken Propeller Awards, but one in particular went to my buddy Parnell Olson for breaking not one, but actually 2 boats on the poker run. Good job, Parn. And another Broken Propeller Award went to Patrick and Kristen McCarty from Louisiana and Team Post Call 39-foot Nortec. Additional teams that won that coveted Broken Propeller Award were Frankie Lovato from New Jersey and Team No Excuses, Cigarette 42X. And I don't think it's the first time they've won this award. I don't know if that's a good thing, but Bill and Meg Wiles from Texas in Team Never Enough, 38-foot fountain. And the farthest trailered award went to, of course, a team from California, Team Light 'em Up, Dan Ellis, who attended in his Cigarette 42X. And the big award that everyone wants to see and be around for, and that is the Sexiest Crew Award. This one is the highlight of the evening for me and for a lot of us, actually. And, of course, a lot of the hopefuls were back from previous years. But we wanted to give it out to a couple of new teams, and that's exactly what we did. First place was shared between Team On the Rocks from New Jersey. That's John and Tracy Wittenberger and their lovely crew, along with that very spirited team from Louisiana, Team Postcall, Patrick and Kristen McCarty in the 39 Nortec. And the most spirited team went to our buddy Ray Aki from Miami, Hammertime, Deep Impact 399. This very same crew has won the Sexiest Crew a number of times, including the recent Emerald Coast Poker Run in Destin. And he's won this award on more than one occasion. Michael Tandoy and Team Out of Control won the Best Dressed Crew Award. And the best sound system went to Team Midnight Express for the 43 Open that they had registered. Thanks to David Landsman and his crew for the entertainment. Best engines and rigging went to Yves Boulanger in his new 50-foot skater, Kong. It's rigged with Mercury Racing 1350 1550s, and it's rigged by TNT Marine Center. And my choice for the best performance V-bottom was the brand new Cigarette 515, powered by Mercury Racing 1550s. Why did I give it the award? Well, because I got a chance to ride on that boat all the way into Key West. We cruised at 100 miles an hour all the way, and it was awesome. Best poker run boat went to the new Nortec 46 Flyer. Why? Well, because it's a Nortec, and it's just got such unique styling and a big, spacious cockpit and that open bow seating up front. It's truly a different boat in every way, and 4 Mercury Racing 450s give it the power you need to have a great poker run. Fifth place went to Kenny Ray Champ and Matt Garland in their 42-foot MTI. Congrats to Sonny Maraban and his wife and crew for winning 4th place. Team Checkmate is a 42 Cigarette Huntress AMG edition. And now we're getting into the money positions. 3rd place, congratulations to Anthony Bertozzi and Team Smoking Hot, 38-foot Cigarette Top Gun. And 2nd place went to Michael Lawrence and Team Fubar, 39-foot Outer Limits. And congratulations to our 1st place team, Brett Lasso and Team Naughty Beast, Nortec 3600 Super Cat. He is from South Carolina, and he's pretty good at this poker run stuff because he won the Emerald Coast event a year earlier. In addition to sponsor prizes, Brett took $10,000 in cash, but was also awarded a $25,000 purchase voucher should he choose to buy a new Deep Impact or Blackwater from Plantation Boat Mart. Now, I know that Brett did take the cash prize, but I also think that possibly he may have gone back to Plantation Boat Mart on a boat deal, so we'll get back to you on that. On a personal note, as the founder of this club and the guy who's been on this run all those years, it really is my favorite event. In spite of all the hard work and all the moving parts, you know, it's one that I'm extremely proud of because I think it's the magnitude of the event and the number of people that attend and the number of boats that are here that really illustrates the number of people that are affected by this and that participate in this and go home with great stories and that make more friendships and just keep talking about it for years and years. And of course, all of the media and content that we produce that lasts forever. So it's more so about what happens after the event than what happens during the event that I think has the most profound impact. And that's what I love about the event, and that is truly what I love about the Florida Powerboat Club, and I suppose that's, you know, one of the main reasons that I've stuck it out for all these years. But all I can say is that as we go forward into this coming fall with our 30th annual Key West Offshore Poker Run, it really is going to take it to a new level for me and for all of us, I think. And I don't take any of it for granted. I work hard, my crew works hard, we enjoy doing what we do, but most of all, we enjoy representing our sponsors and all of our club members who come from all walks of life and from all corners of the globe. So I love you guys. Thanks for all your support. And a shout out to my producer, Ryan McCoy, here in the studio, and to all of my FPC staff. out there in the field and here in the office, and of course to my wife Jackie Jones for really being on the front lines to help me manage this organization, because there are a lot of moving parts. We're getting ready for the next series of events. We're going to kick things off on our next show with the Winter Poker Run to the Florida Keys. And we just hit 36,000 subscribers on this channel, and we need more and we want more. So please tell your friends to like every episode, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to click that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode comes out. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones, along with our producer Ryan McCoy, in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.